Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 5, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to up to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
This courtroom drama has it all. A man facing up to 20 years behind bars, a desperate girlfriend testifying on his behalf, and a judge who's heard every excuse in the book. But will Jonathan Lopez's story of redemption hold up? Or will the court finally run out of patience? Stay locked in because this case takes some jaw-dropping turns.
Are you the same Jonathan Lopez who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2014 CR 7889A for the offense of robbery on February 2nd, 2015 for a term of 10 years? Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state.
Violated condition number 5 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Jonathan Ovidio Lopez, who's in there, failed to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of January and December 2022 in violation of condition number 5.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True, Your Honor.
Your Honor, state waives all the violations.
Any objection?
No objections, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 5, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to up to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 5?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find violation of condition number 5. Is there a proposed agreement?
Your Honor, it's both sides want to go open.
All right, state, what are you requesting?
Your Honor, state requesting revocation 8 years TTC.
All right, defense, what are you requesting?
Judge, we have a witness here as well, if you feel that you need her.
Oh, let's
we're
call the
request-
witness.
Okay. Mr. Benz. I call Alondra Mata. And how do you know Mr. Lopez?
He's my boyfriend.
And how long have you been together?
A year and a half
Okay. And in that year and a half, where has he lived?
with me.
And during that time, was he working?
Yes, he's been working. And
All right. And did he go to work every day?
yes,
All right. Has he been helping with bills and all your living expenses as well?
yes, he makes my car payment, pays half of the rent, and buys the food.
And during that time, were you aware that he was supposed to be reporting to probation?
No, I wasn't aware in the beginning.
All right. And so now you're aware that he had that requirement. You understand that we're here today because the state has filed a motion to revoke his deferred.
Yes,
All right. And you understand that means that at this point, he's not convicted felon yet. So we're here today to ask the judge if she would consider allowing him to stay on deferred. So can you tell the judge a little bit about your experiences with him, with the responsibility, and how he's been doing since he's been with you?
yes. Jonathan has been with me for a year and a half. When I met him, he was already working. We moved in together and he's been helping me pay the bills. From what I've been with him this time, he's been doing good. He hasn't done anything that shows, that he's going back to what he used to be. The person that I met is not what I know today. That was something in his past, so.
If the judge were to allow him to have another opportunity not to go to prison, why do you think that he would follow the rules at this point?
I think he's in a better place now, and I've never been in trouble, so I don't allow anything bad to, for him to do. So therefore, I know for sure that if he's with me, he's not going to be doing anything wrong.
And you understand that he had used marijuana, and we waived those violations, but how do you feel about that?
He's not smoking and he's not going to.
Okay. And if he was, would you report him?
Yes, he knows that.
Would you be there to help him to keep track of all the things that he needs to do?
Yes, I've been helping him with that as well. He's been checking in and on his own doing what he has to do. So he's been doing pretty good.
Pass the witness.
I just have a few questions. It looks like it was a shock whenever you found out he was on probation then.
Not as a shock, but when I found out, I did tell him, like, you have to do the right thing now. And this is what he's been doing since he's been with me. So as far as when he got arrested, he's been following all the rules, and I hope, that's what he's gonna continue to do if he's with me.
So it wasn't a shock when you found out that he had been placed on probation for robbery previously.
I didn't know that until now.
So he never once informed you of that.
No, not until I found out.
So you found that out when he was arrested on this charge?
Yes.
And based on what you knew of him, was it a surprise that he would have had a case like that?
It is because he's a good man. He really is. So when I found out what it was, I didn't believe it, but he's with me and he's been doing good. So I think that's the person that he's trying to be from now on.
No more questions, Your Honor.
I have a few questions. When did you meet him?
January of 2023.
Where did you meet him?
I met him on social media.
All right. And when you met him, when did he tell you he was on probation? Did he ever tell you?
No, he didn't tell me that he was on probation. He was working, so we just, continue like.
Well, no, how did you find out he was on probation?
Not too long ago.
When he got arrested?
Yes,
All right. And then that's when he told you he was on probation?
yes,
All right. Do you have any children?
yes.
What are their ages?
17 and 21.
All right. And then you said that he pays the bills?
Yes,
All right. Do you pay any of the bills?
yes, I do. I have a job.
All right. And this marijuana use, did you know he was using marijuana?
No.
Oh.
In the beginning, I knew, but he stopped.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Here's where things get messy. Lopez's girlfriend claims he's a changed man, but admits she didn't even know about his probation until his arrest. That's a huge credibility gap. Was Lopez hiding his past, or was she simply blinded by love? What do you think? Can personal testimony outweigh years of missed obligations?
Yes.
Judge, I would like to call Mr. Lopez.
All right. Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Jonathan Ovidio Lopez.
All right. Defense?
Thank you, Judge. Jonathan, you know this, we're here in front of the judge, and this is your third MTR, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so you've had problems while you've been on probation when you started, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you talk to us about what was the underlying cause of those?
I was at the time, I was in a very dark place, and I lost my jobs and went through a major breakup with the mother of my children, and I just felt like everything was, everything was just on top of me, and I was in a dark place, and I was using marijuana as a dumb decision instead of reaching out for help and getting help from the state and myself. I put myself in a bigger holes than I was already in. And
you went to outpatient treatment, right? And you completed that successfully once, and you went a second time, and you did not complete that second time.
just,
So what happened there?
I just was, I was out of work and stuff, and I was embarrassed of like asking for help, and I just didn't. My phone had broke, and I didn't continue with the Zoom.
So at some point, you started climbing out of your depression. What was the catalyst for that? What changed in your life?
I started going back to church, and seeing my kids was it gave me hope again to do everything that I needed to do and get back on track.
And on your prior NTRs, you had turned yourself in, and on this NTR, you knew you had a warrant. At some point, you went to turn yourself in, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and so you went to the sheriff's office
Yes, ma'am.
and you identified yourself and they told you to wait.
Yes, ma'am.
So you waited there for some time,
Yes, ma'am.
and then you made a decision to leave. You got scared. Why did you leave?
I was there for about an hour. Everybody called me and I made the stupid decision just to leave instead of waiting for them to come get me.
Imagine walking into the sheriff's office to turn yourself in, and then just walking right back out. That's not just nerves. That's a huge red flag about accountability.
And I made a dumb decision and I left, and here I am back in court.
So you began working once you started seeing your kids and you started pulling yourself out of the depression. You started working again. Where did you work?
With my uncle doing roofing.
Okay. After you were arrested, he didn't want you to come back to work for him. Can you explain why that was?
He was dealing with his own problems with probation and other stuff, and he just didn't want me to affect with whatever he had going on.
And did that have something to do with your ankle monitor?
A little bit, because where he goes, we go to like certain places, and he didn't want for me to be on monitor and go to like certain places that he needs to go, like his bases and different stuff, for them to decline his contracts.
Okay. And so at some point you met Alondra,
Yes, ma'am.
and how did that change your life?
She's a good person, and we started going to church, and I feel like she's pushing me to be a better person than I was, and she motivates me to be a better person.
You know, this is your third NTR, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Why should the judge give you another chance after she's already given you 2 chances? What's different now that you can assure her that if she does give you this chance, that you're not going to give her another reason to put you in prison, that you can be an upstanding citizen and continue working and being a good force in the community?
Before all this that I'm going through is, I was young. The case is over about 10 years old, and after that, I haven't picked up any new cases, and I haven't gotten like major trouble since then. And I know I made stupid decisions along the way. We're not reporting, doing the UAs and stuff, but I was using marijuana as how I say, like, coping mechanism, when instead of I should have asked for help and asked my probation officer for different ways, and I made dumb choices instead of
But you had
doing the
help.
right thing and going to.
So you had help, but you blew that, right? You'd had the outpatient and you messed that up. What was your mental condition at that point?
I was just in the dark place. I wasn't thinking correctly.
And you had picked up a couple of a possession of marijuana, shoplifting, and a driving while license invalid at some point during your probation, correct?
Yes, but that was over 7 years ago.
Okay. And so are you using marijuana now?
No, ma'am.
If you were to test, would you test clean?
Yes,
You
ma'am.
understand the judge could send you for testing if she wants.
Yes, ma'am.
Pass the witness.
State.
Just a few questions, sir. So you never told Alondra about the fact that you were on probation, did you?
I told her that I was in trouble, but she really didn't believe me until I recently got incarcerated.
Did you ever explain exactly what you meant by being in trouble?
I kind of like explained it to her, but she just didn't believe because she didn't see that person. And I explained to her, and I would explain to her, and I told her that I need to make enough money to get a lawyer because I'm in, major trouble, and she didn't believe it. And when all this happened, when I recently got incarcerated, and I guess she saw for herself, she when I came home, she she still don't believe that. But I told her it was something that it's over 10 years ago. I believe everybody has a second chance or deserves a second chance.
You would agree that you've already had 2 prior NTRs, right?
Yes, sir.
So would that have been your first and second chance?
Yes, sir.
No more questions, please say.
All right, anything else?
Nothing, Judge.
Any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
All right, the court is going to find you guilty, grant the motion. You all want to speak to time?
Your Honor, state's still gonna recommend 8 years.
Defense.
Judge, may I address the court about the issue? I understand that we can throw him in prison.
All right, so counsel, I will hear your issue, but here's the thing. I know that I'm not the person who placed him on probation because he was placed on probation in 2015. But since that time, you've had motions to revoke with me. And I know that I tell everybody, if there is an issue, let your probation officer know. If you feel like they're not addressing it, you can always come back to court. He's just disappeared. And I'm sure everybody has read the court summary. He's disappeared. And I internalized everything that was said to me. And you know what usually happens, Mr. Lopez? People will call witnesses to come in. And you know what? It's always the witness acting as though they're on probation. I'm going to make sure this person doesn't use marijuana. I'm going to make sure this person reports for probation. They're not on probation. You are. All you had to do was report. And guess what? If you're testing positive for marijuana, it is rare that I revoke somebody for testing positive for marijuana. I let them know. I know marijuana is legal in other states. If you want to make it legal in Texas, contact your legislature. But while you're on probation here, you're not allowed to use marijuana. And I know the last time we were here, on your motion to revoke, where you were continued, I said those exact things to you. And now when everything comes to a head where somebody has a motion to revoke and they wouldn't report it, all of a sudden, everybody has their life together. I'm married. I'm engaged. I'm with a lady. I never told her I was on probation because you know what ends up happening? Guys, when they end up with women, sometimes women will fall in love with you. Maybe they're falling in love with your publicist. Maybe you haven't presented your full self. But I know usually when women fall in love with the guy and they don't know all of this history, then they get hit with the history. And guess what? They're still in love with that guy, just like the witness who came to testify for you. She's still in love with you. She still wants to do everything to keep you out and about. But you're not a good candidate for probation. I don't consider it throwing you away. You can still do good things when you come out of prison. I'm not going to sentence you to 8 years in prison because you have done some things on probation, but I'm not continuing you on probation. So you're going to be found guilty. I'm going to revoke you. I'm going to give you credit for any time served. I'm going to suggest the therapeutic community. There's going to be no contact with Maria, Ahmed, and James Tristan. I'm going to order the removal of GPS because you're going to be in custody. They've asked for 8. I'm not sentencing him to 8 years. I'm not going to sentence him to the minimum. So what are you asking for?
Judge, I would ask for 3 to 4. He did make an effort. He has turned himself in the past, so he's not somebody who keeps absconding and not putting himself forward. Judge, he has followed all the rules. He could have run. He didn't run. When I went and talked with him this morning, we talked seriously about the fact that this may very well happen. And he didn't run, Judge. He didn't leave. I've had clients to just run out the door. He didn't do that. He still stood here to face. So although he made some bad decisions and he didn't handle things well, I think he has improved his life. And I understand that you may not believe that, but I've talked a lot with Alondra.
Oh, no,
and
I believe he's improved his life.
very, very stable. And so he hasn't been living under a bridge or using hard drugs or living off of other people, and he's been working. So I would ask, given that you give him 3 to 4 years, Judge.
All right, I'll sentence you to 4 years in the prison. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I'm sorry, you have a limited right to appeal, and that right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you're on deferred adjudication. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. I hope you understand the reason why you're being sent to prison is because your actions. It's not because of the person you were with. At some point in time, we cannot just go off and live our lives and pretend like we're not on probation. And when you tell me I haven't picked up any new charges, there are a whole host of people in this courtroom who haven't picked up any new charges. When you tell me, oh, I've stopped using drugs, there's a whole host of people who are abiding by the rules and not using drugs. The fact that you have not picked up any new charges, yeah, that's something I'll consider, but it's not the be all, the end all, because you shouldn't be picking up new charges anyway. So when you're released from the prison, I realize prison time is difficult time. Anytime you're locked up is difficult time, but you need to stay on the straight and narrow. If she ends up waiting for you, then she'll end up waiting for you. Make sure you don't bring any problems to her doorstep. Don't go to prison and get institutionalized. When you come out, if you feel like you're going to use drugs or you need help finding a place that
The judge cuts through the emotion and lays down 4 years in prison, not the 8 requested, but far from freedom. Lopez's excuses, his girlfriend's pleas, none of it outweighed the cold record of missed chances. What do you think? Fair or too harsh? If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.